We have a special guest this morning. Her name is Alethea. She's going to be joining us today. So, this morning, I have named just for today Spread the Hope, right? I know for me in my life, hope is so important. I need to feel hopeful. I need to spread the hope that I feel. Um, all of you guys out there, if you're out there, I see that there's one person out there. Say hello into the chat, and let us know how your Monday's going. It is rainy. I think today isn't it supposed to rain all week, possibly? Maybe I'm not too sure.
Not sure either.
But anywho, so just for today, spread the hope. Good morning, David. Thank you so much for hopping on. We're spreading the hope today. It's so good to see your profile picture because I can't really see your face, but it's so good to see you this morning. Um, and guys, if you would please share this. Share this on your pages, any other pages that you might think that people can benefit from seeing just for today. It is brought to you by Promise Resource Network. We're at 2224 The Plaza. So if you guys need some hope and some love, come on down and see us today. We'll be here all week. So I'm going to start today by reading. It's going. Oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. We can start the day over at any point in time, right, David? Let's start it over now. Let's all take a deep breath together. We'll just and we're going to flow like water today. That's our favorite quote, David. So, just for today, living with alcoholism taught me that it was best not to hope for anything. The lessons were just too painful. I would get excited about something only to have my hopes shattered. As time passed and hope diminished, I fell deeper into despair. Eventually, I shut down my feelings and refused to care or to hope for anything at all. Through my recovery journey, I am discovering a spirituality that allows me to believe that there is every reason to hope. With my higher power's help, regardless of my circumstances, I can feel fully alive in the moment and enjoy this feeling. The painful lessons of a lifetime are not unlearned overnight, but my recovery is helping me to learn that it is safe to feel, to hope, even to dream. Today's reminder: it is risky to care. I may be disappointed, but in trying to protect myself from pain, I could cut off from, wait, I could cut myself off from the many delights that life has to offer. I will live more fully today. Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul. Good morning, Jeremy. Thank you for coming on. Exactly, David said. Thank you. So, my experience with this when I was growing up on the family side of addiction, and I come from this, I remember feeling very unhopeful. I felt alone. I felt very isolated. I felt like there was no hope. Like I couldn't see or feel hope in any area of my life. I could only see what was in front of me, and what was in front of me was sickness and death and a lot of fear and a lot of change within that fear. So for me, it was really, really hard to be able to feel or see hope. And when I started my recovery journey and I started to break down those walls and really started to look at for me, I went through the 12 steps, right? So, like, and I started to really look within myself and find spirituality that worked for me, right? Find a higher power of my understanding that worked for me. I started to see these little miracles each time that I took time for myself. I started to realize, or even working on myself, I started to see little miracles here and there that would happen. And within those miracles would give me hope. I also would find hope through friends, through peers, through allowing myself to remain teachable, because the environment that I came from growing up wasn't very healthy. And my idea of what healthy was then is certainly not what my idea of healthy is today. And I didn't realize that even a glimmer, even like a little light of happiness was hope until I started to meet these people and until I started my recovery journey and really seeing that I can have hope everywhere. The sunshine can give me hope. The grass between my toes can give me hope, and with that, I can also learn hope. Unlearning things is so difficult. I know, Alicia, I can understand that too.
Yes,
We can all understand that, right? Because we're conditioned a certain way when we grew up. And that's how for me, that's how I lived every day, and I wasn't happy. And I remember wanting to go on these trips when I was a kid, and I would get so excited. And something would always happen, right? And then the disappointment would come into play. And there would go my hope, right? My hope would just crash and burn. It was a crash and burning hope that I had when I was younger. And I started to see hope for what it truly was when I started my recovery journey and the blessings and the miracles that came along with that. And then when I was able to be of service to someone else, and when I was able to suit up and show up as the wife, the daughter, the sister, that in turn right there, that was a very big awakening for me. And that gave me so much hope because we are all here and we are all present. And I was able to be present then. And I'm able to be present now because of my recovery path and because of honoring my recovery path and what works for me. That I'm able to have that hope. I'm able to hold space for others as well as for myself. Um, we have people saying morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Back at you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for coming on with us. We're talking about hope today, and we're talking about when we felt life was hopeless and when we wish that we had that one person that would shed light, and show us the way of light and hope within our lives and be able to give that back. So, Alethea, I'd like to turn it over to you if you would like and share some of your experience with hope.
Yeah. So, I know I grew up with a lot of shame. Just there's just a lot of negativity in my family, and I just remember that as a child, I literally felt uncomfortable in my own skin. Just the negative words that would be said. I thought I was the ugliest person. I felt like I was of no worth,
Mm.
and that affected so much of my life. Just walking around always thinking about how somebody else perceives you. It's words cannot express how that felt, and it impacted my physical health. Emotionally, I was a wreck. Mentally, it just impacted me in so many areas of my life, and you want better, but you just don't know how to achieve it. So it's amazing how God He sends people into our lives to help us. He speaks to us too, but sometimes with all the chaos that's going on mentally, sometimes there's a block. And so once the heart was opened up to receive help, I started to see how much there is so much that we can make a change in our lives so that we don't have to stay stuck. So just learning how to unlearn,
Mm-hmm.
defamiliarize yourself with some of the things that we've come to think is true. It's something else. It's difficult. So, for example, that which you've read, reading these things, and encouraging words, taking the time to meditate on it. I am also a believer in what the Bible says. So I take a lot of the words and memorize, so that when I'm tempted to go into that negative zone, I have the word in my mind, and so I can say those words to myself and believe that the word that has life can transform, my mind, so I don't have to go back to those negative ways of thinking. And like I work at Promise Resource Network, and being able to encourage someone and know, that I used to be able to, I wasn't able to, go see through thinking on a certain level, but now here I am. I can encourage someone else. It doesn't mean I haven't arrived, but just to be able to notice when someone needs that, that sense of encouragement, and be that person to give them hope. That's transformational. Yeah, that's transformational.
Yes, and learning from not only, us giving that hope, but us also receiving that hope, like with our peers. Like it's about, that mutuality, and in my family, like it's about giving that hope, but also making sure that I am showing up as the daughter that I need to be showing up as the sister that I need to be showing up as, and not take things so personally. And bring so much hope and love and compassion into this world, because this world, we need it. We need more of all of that. And David has shared something. He says, for me, the biggest thing in my recovery journey is the constant effort to practice the lifestyle changes, such as finding hope, even in seemingly hopeless situations. Yes, there is always light. There's always light. Like, there's always light and there's always hope, especially in our cracks within ourselves, right? And I find when I'm cracked a little and I'm on my healing journey and I'm learning about hope and I'm learning about courage and I'm feeling these things, and that's what I attract. And I attract people that have that hope and that have that courage and that compassion and that love, and that want to be there and support me and show me the right way, and it doesn't always necessarily, whatever the right way is for me, right? Because my recovery journey is different than everyone else's. But I can completely relate to what you said, David, in a seemingly hopeless situation, and it goes back to our readings, like, when our hopes are shattered, when we get really excited about things, especially growing up in an alcoholic household and coming from the family side of addiction. For me, like, I would always have hope, and those hopes would always get crushed, right? Over and over and over again. And that's just what threw me into survival mode. And it threw me into, how can I protect myself and just continue to get through life on a day-to-day basis. And now, after, going through the steps, after meditation, after finding, my niche in spirituality, I'm able to sit down in the mornings and really do my readings and sit quietly with my eyes closed, or take a walk in nature if the weather is nice, and really listen to what, my purpose is and what I'm being told to do, and how I can offer that hope today.
Right.
Through myself, because I know if my cup isn't filled, if I'm not doing the things that I need to do to take care of myself, whether people agree or they don't agree, my family agrees or my family doesn't agree, I have nothing to give, and I have no hope, not only for myself, but also for the people that we serve, and my friends and my family, like, to me, it all lines together, self-care, hope, love, compassion, refilling up our cup and doing it again and and it's like this circle, and just being able to be that light and shine that hope to others. And here at PRN, we do that. That's our mission. We bring hope. We give others hope. And that's just so important. And it's amazing watching like everyone that's gotten on here sharing their experience, strength, and hope, and their own lived experience. I love Ethiopia. Like, thank you so much for like coming on and sharing, your hope, guys. And guys, I'm going to just leave you with this. I would like to challenge y'all to find the hope within yourselves, but also out in the community today. Whatever that looks like. Maybe it's the middle of January and you look down and there's a daisy that's growing out of the ground, or, loving and having hope that even the cracks within myself are being healed and are being loved, and shining hope for others, with my own lived experience. And, I'm just grateful to be a part of such an amazing mission and purpose. And I'm grateful to be a part of PRN. And I just want to challenge you guys to find that hope today. And once you do, spread it. Spread it around the world. The world needs more of this hope, just like we do.
Yes.
So thank you all for suiting up and showing up and coming on for Just for Today. This has been absolutely an amazing one. And I am just so grateful and so happy to be part of such an amazing thing that we're doing. So guys, thank you so much. So I leave you with that challenge and spreading hope and so much love. So thank you for coming on. You all are loved so much, and I hope that we all get to see you at PRN today. Mwah. Thank you. We'll see you Wednesday.